action. How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with another live stream, with another episode of DM Tombstone Live. Yeah. And now we're getting closer to the day for WrestleMania 41, night one at least. But as well, I wanted to talk about this moment, guys, because you guys know what today is. Today is April 14th, and most of you probably do know some bit about that day. But I just wanted to say this because, as a true fan of history, as well a fan of a particular ship, if you don't know, it's right there in the background. Titanic. As if you guys don't know, today's the day of remarking the 113th anniversary to that tragic night on April 14th, 1912, when Titanic struck an iceberg and sank at the bottom of the North Atlantic, which cost 1,500 souls on that tragic night and changed maritime history forever. So, yeah. I'm going to pause that for a minute. Yeah, so anyway, maybe if you guys go every year they've been doing a tribute to the 1,500 souls that were lost on that night in the sinking of RMS Titanic. But as well, if you guys don't know, I also say it also marks instant and tragedy, which of a president that was assassinated on this day back in 1865. If you guys don't know, it's Abraham Lincoln. Ironic that Lincoln and Titanic are connected because of a tragic date of April 14th. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other things happened on that day. But anyway, must have heard something. But I like to say, when I do DM Tombstone Live, guys, it's unsanctioned, it's uncensored. Anything that happens, happens. Just try to make sure we keep it family friendly as possible. Yeah, family friendly as possible. Ain't that a bunch of shit? But anyway, yeah, guys, we're counting down to days to WrestleMania, and surprisingly, I'm here again doing another live stream. And I probably may do a live stream before WrestleMania night one and two be happening, because after all, what better than to do a live stream on the days of WrestleMania and continue to do live streams to entertain you guys. So yeah, and I've been and keep you guys recently updated. I have contacted Muhammad Ali again. Muhammad Ali belts, not the actual boxer. Yeah, he's been dead for quite some time, and his ghost has been hitting up my DMs. That's a whole joke. I apologize, and I do have all respect for Muhammad Ali. I mean, after all, he's the greatest of all time. But no, I'm talking to a guy known as Muhammad Ali Belts on an order I got, and he just recently gave me updates on my order, and hopefully he said within a few days. So probably by the end of this week, or maybe a chance even next week, I would get my order from him and get to review it. My name is Nico. My guy, have you heard about the assassination about a guy named Tom Hillard, the Agni? Uh, no, I have not, but I'm pretty sure of it. I mean, because that's the thing. I'm a historical nut, but I don't know a lot about history, and I keep hearing some noises in the other room. But anyway, if you guys do hear noises in the background, I do apologize. It's pretty hot here. It's like around 60 to 70 degrees outside, and obviously don't want to waste up the AC, so I just open up a window. But yeah, I have not heard about Tom Hillard. Is that Agni or Angie? I stopped. Oh, thank you, Nico. I gotta say, when you're alone in the house and you're just hearing odd noises here and there, it just makes you, a little bit high tension. Especially the way I've been. Like I lived in certain houses that had some form of paranormal activity happen. Like at my old my grandma's old house. Apparently, there was some paranormal activity that happened around there. One, I think it was because it was haunted by my grandfather who passed away back in 2004. I think that's the fire alarm. No, 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 it ain't the fire alarm, and I don't want to know about, and I don't want to worry about no fire alarms. After all, I've had to deal with a fire twice already in my life. One that cost my house, and one that I saved from burning my house. So yeah, I just don't want to be dealing with those fires. No, those ringing chime you're hearing is the wind chimes outside my window that's attached to the shed. But no, uh, yeah. So I was saying, like the house I used to live at was like my grandmother's old house. Apparently, it was a damn. I'm sorry, bro. My bad. Oh, it's okay, Nico. I mean, that I what happened back then was in the past, and obviously you can't change that. And the best way to basically get over it is to deal with the vices and greases, the acceptance. I'm already on the acceptance phase of what happened, and lucky enough that I can react quickly to when it comes to an incident with fire, and hopefully we don't have to involve with it again. But I'm always prepared when there is. And, and I'm pretty sure you've seen my channel. You look up some of the videos. You've seen one video of when I had my apartment on fire. That was over almost 3 years ago now. Back in December of 2022, I think. I think it was 2022, where I just got home from work, and 2 hours later, I ended up waking up from my brother telling me the house was on fire. And I thought of trying to save it quickly and then try to get a fire extinguisher to put it out, but obviously, for it burning through the walls, it'd be almost impossible to put it out. Lucky enough, everyone got out okay, and of course, all my stuff came out okay. Obviously, I have much more stuff now than I did before, but yeah, say I've been through I've been through the worst, and yet, I mean, I've been through a lot, but I learned to come out much stronger than ever. As if I think it was a phrase, for a man that gets knocked down and gets back up, he's a lot stronger than a man that has never fallen at all. I think that was a phrase by Larry Lawton or something. I don't know. But like I say, back then, I there were several paranormal encounters I had at my grandma's old house. Apparently, one time my dad was watching. I think it was either a hockey game or maybe a football game, and our team was losing. And the laundry basket that had a lid to it, the lid came off and it chucked right at him. And then we were joking like that's Grandpa, right? He's a little pissed off that the team's losing. But yeah. Then one time it was my dad. He was alone at the house as well with our dog that we called Scooter. It was a Jack Russell Terrier and a little demon, I would say. Yeah, vicious little bastard. But one time he was in the house, just on on the phone. All of a sudden he heard something shout, "Hey!" like real loud, and it made him jump, throw his phone up against like this dresser that had a mirror to it. Nearly almost broke his damn phone. It made him jump. He looking around to see who did it. Obviously, there was nobody there because he thought it was my brother Adam who came home from school, but we didn't go home from school yet, or somebody that came in. He left his bedroom. Bro, sorry you cut you off from your story or anything, but what year did you get all that WWE belts? Well, I've been collecting for quite a while. I've been collecting them for the past 8 years. Like I say, before I started doing it, like I assume maybe like 9 years ago was when I got that WWE Network logo belt. Then I got in within like I think a couple months or so, I got to US. Then the that white Intercontinental. I mean, a lot of them I gotten to do on my main channel. I mean, as I say, there's a couple belts I had owned before I did my first YouTube channel. Because I know at least those three I gotten before I started doing the YouTube channel. And then that's when I start, doing unboxing videos for every belt I own. Like far as I know, I think I got like 22 videos of me unboxing my WWE replicas. And I think I'm up to maybe 16 or 17 unboxing the bootlegs. I mean, yes, they're yeah, they call them bootlegs, but they're still better than the real. I mean, than the replicas. Some are better than the replicas, or you could get them when there are no replicas. Because WWE Shop don't sell the light heavyweight belt over there. They don't sell the ECW television or tags. They don't. I don't even think they sell the WCW tag or the WCW TV belt, which I think they should. Yeah. So yeah, I've been collecting them for around the time of my YouTube channel. So literally within my time here, like 8 years worth on YouTube, I have been collecting WWE belts. So who do live with now? Oh, I live by of myself and my mother. I have my own home now. We live in a nice community here. I've done a video about that as well, us showing off the place, and of course, I spend most of my time, other than going to work, here in my room, which I like to say I call it the Dan Cave 2.0, because the first Dan Cave I had to move away from. But, but yeah, I mean, some of the videos you've seen where I had to move out from my apartment, I've done a couple videos with my at my aunt's house. Obviously, you didn't know who my aunt was because obviously I wanted to keep most of my stuff private, and well, certain people don't like to be seen on camera or want to be involved with YouTube stuff. So I left my so obviously I lived with my aunt's house, but just kept her out of the video. But my very first series of videos, I was at my one other aunt's house. We were living with her after my uncle passed away back in 2012. So we were living with her for like 5 years. And near the end of our time living there is when I started doing YouTube videos. And then within another 5 years, I lived in an apartment complex for another like 5 years or so until it burned down. And then for a couple of weeks, we lived over one aunt for a little while until we found a place. And then me and my mom found this place. And then my brothers moved and other trailers in this house. But then my one brother moved away. My one brother now has moved in here with us. So now it's a nice time to spend with the family, you know. And we're trying to at least make sure we could live here for a little longer. But yeah, but like I said, as well from this, like, where was I at about the story? Oh yeah, the story of the ghost. Like my brother, or no, my father, he left his room. He was wondering where all that person that shouted "Hey," and there was nobody there. And then when he moved back, and then when he walked back to our room, to his room, the dresser that's on the side of the wall near the door, it moved out like 6 inches from the wall. And the dresser was heavy because it's filled with stuff. And there's a ton of like paperwork and lamps and all this other shit on it that makes it almost impossible for it to move without something falling off. And not one thing fell off that. It would move 6 inches from the wall and nothing came off of it. Let's just say our dog Scooter, he got so scared, he was running out from where they were to the back door. He wanted to get the hell out of the house. And my dad followed right behind him because he was like, fuck that shit. And I would agree. I mean, because that would be spooky. Just think it. To have something in your room that almost is impossible to move without stuff falling off of it, and it moved, not one thing was touched. And it did. It was done by a force that's almost nobody could see. Yeah, it's scary. But then when we came home, that dresser somehow pushed itself back halfway back to the wall, almost like it was trying to hide the fact that it didn't even move at all. I mean, it was I mean, most of these stories about stuff like that happen, but I never seen any paranormal stuff. I hear it, but I never saw it. Like you all remember that movie, Paranormal Activity? There was this one part of that movie. It was a series, Paranormal Activity 2. The scene when the woman's in the kitchen and all the drawers and doors and all that opened up at once. Yeah, according to my brother and my dad, that happened in our grandmother's kitchen one night. But I didn't see it. As far as I know, they said all the drawers, all the cabinet doors, everything in that kitchen was open, and they just had to shut them off, and they just shut them off. Yeah, let's just say, I mean, I'm not a man that believes in much of the paranormal, especially around what involves with ghosts. But I say it does seem kind of freaky to think that actually happened in the house I live in. And my one aunt, who's psychic, actually came in to, you know, do readings and that around the house. She does say that there's certain spirits that do live within that house. In fact, my aunt told me once she did suffer from a paranormal activity herself one time. It wasn't at her house that she currently lived at, like on the evening side. It was at another house. It was our old house before she moved to the one I was at. She felt a presence near her, and then she, out of nowhere, just goes, "If there's a spirit here, let it be known." And whoa, she regrets saying that because as soon as she looked behind her, two faded, foggy images start coming from the ground, forming upward. She looked at it, she couldn't move. She was so scared, so spooked. It was like she was frozen into position until the spirit got about half, like about up halfway near the waistline. She turned around and started banging on the door as as quickly and as hard as possible to say, "Let me in, you son of a bitch!" Talking about my uncle, literally trying to open the door to get her inside. Suddenly, she looked back around. That figure was about up to the head, like basically the shape of a person, but then just faded away. And after that happened, the door opened. My uncle let her in, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" She learned not to mess with spirits. And this goes to everyone out there that has like psychic ability or know about like the spiritual world and all that shit. You gotta learn from the best, like my late aunt. You don't fuck with spirits. Like, don't be talking that shit about ghosts if you don't know, because sooner or later you get the answer you don't want, you're gonna regret it. But yeah, I would say it is kind of spooky knowing about spiritual stuff like that. But anyway, enough about spirit stuff. I know that most people want to hear about what I like to talk about involves with wrestling, like WrestleMania 41. That's coming in Vegas for the first time since WrestleMania 9, which is 31 years ago. 32 years ago was the last time that you've seen WrestleMania in Las Vegas. And I've seen the documentary about WrestleMania 9 on Peacock. And it was pretty cool. I mean, knowing the fact that that WrestleMania was probably the least amount attendance at WrestleMania history until 36 when involved with a sellout attendance of zero. Besides maybe some ring crew and some family members nearby, but the thing it's the first time I'd say it's the lowest amount of capacity probably for a WrestleMania, and it happened in a parking lot outside Caesar's Palace. But yeah, and it was the first WrestleMania outdoors. Now this year's WrestleMania, I don't know what it's going to look like until they probably do the set reveal, which I don't know when that's going to happen. I know it probably happened sometime this week since WrestleMania is going to happen on this Saturday and Sunday. It'd be pretty cool to see that. But yeah, so I'm been trying to do a live stream before WrestleMania 1, or even Stand and Deliver, because I know Stand and Deliver is happening on the Saturday of WrestleMania. As well, try to be watching, the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, or if they even have the Slammy Awards, because I know they were talking about Slammy Awards, but I haven't ever seen that. They didn't even they don't even advertise it unless it's like on like WWE's YouTube channel or Peacock when they didn't let me know or without me knowing. But anyway, I don't know. I'll be excited to probably see that the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, even though it's not. It's a lot different than it was like last year. Like most people expect to see a celebrity inductee. Like last year's, they had, I think it was Muhammad Ali was inducted to the Hall of Fame. They should have another celebrity inducted to the Hall of Fame. They don't have a Warrior Award recipient this year. They don't. It was the first time since last year, I think, that they don't do a Warrior Award recipient. And I mean, it could have been anyone that could be given that award. But yeah. But this year is the first time they actually are inducting matches into the Hall of Fame, known as the Immortal Moments. This year being for WrestleMania 13's submission match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret the Hitman Hart. So I think it's just another way to have certain wrestlers actually get more Hall of Fame rings. Now that that's the case, Bret Hart now has three now. You have him as himself as the Hart Dynasty, and then for the Immortal Woman. Unless they're gonna give him something else other than a ring, unless they give him like a plaque or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, how many times can someone could be inducted to the Hall of Fame until they run out of ideas? Like in that case, if they're just doing Immortal Moments, I'm surprised the first WrestleMania matchup for Immortal Moment shouldn't be any matchup with the Undertaker, like or like induct the Streak as a mortal moment for the Hall of Fame. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Tell me, don't you think the Streak should have been one of like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25 and 26? That could have been a mortal moment, or just the Streak itself being a mortal moment. Other than that, or Brett versus Owen at WrestleMania 10. Also with Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in the ladder match. I mean, you guys tell me what you think should be a mortal moment when they start doing immortal moments now for WrestleManias. I mean, for the WWE Hall of Fame. I like to hear that too. You know what? Probably gonna end the stream in 2 minutes. So I'll tell you what to do. 2 minute warning right now. So yeah, because I haven't seen Dex or Jonathan Michael or Stephen Hammer, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do what I can. I'm gonna probably end this one a little earlier than normal because I'm starting to get a little hungry. Maybe I get myself something to eat. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Please check out my main channel if you haven't already. There's about like 420 some videos. Make sure to like them, make sure to share them. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I want to try to reach the goal of 700 subscribers, folks. I want to try to do what I can to get to 700 because it helps. It's not only going to help me, it also helps you, the fans, because you get a chance to have another opportunity to get into a special moment where I do a belt giveaway to those who have subscribed to my channel. We have already seen 6 that have had that chance. Now, if we can get to the 7th one, it's all because of you and maybe sharing my videos and telling other fans, like, hey, you're fans of wrestling, you're fans of someone who likes to do reviews and all that, check this guy out. He does pretty good work. And also, follow me on my social media at DMTombstone96 on X, and of course, DME96 on Instagram. Sometimes I may post stuff there before I post stuff here on YouTube. Also, shout out to my friends Dex, who has his own YouTube channel. He does live streams and does stuff about music. And also my buddy Stephen Hammer, who as well does wrestling belt reviews. It's Stephen Hammer, STEPHEN Hammer. I think that's about it. So I'm DM Tombstone Belts, and for DM Tombstone Live, I'm signing out. See you guys next time.